Alright guys, so it's been a few days since the balance dropped, and a lot of us are wondering where does the deck stand, because as it is pre-ban list, the deck was still struggling because of Tear and Spright, but now it makes it even worse because we lost Chaos Ruler, and Chaos Ruler was an integral part to the deck. It initiated our plays, it got our grave set up, it gave us a bit of resilience because now we're kind of forced to rely on just, okay, don't interact with Speeder, you prompt a response with Chaos Ruler, right? That was like the main thing. And if they interacted there, then that puts them on 2 hand traps. And then even if they interacted with your Speeder, then you potentially had to play with the XL Synchron, with the Doppel, right? And then Shaman climb through there. The Ale package is an option, and that's what I'm going to be showing us in this video. It's obvious to parent that we do not want to draw the bricks, but what are we doing? What do we do? And here we go. Let's see where this goes, because oh my goodness, oh my goodness. Look at this hand. This hand's awful. Look at this hand. Double DD Crow. Double DD Crow. Oh my goodness, that's so bad. And if you notice already, you saw that I'm playing multiple copies of Illumination, because you do not want to be in a dilemma of having to choose what do I search off Start a Synchron, right? You don't want to be in a situation. You want to make sure that, okay, this is always in search Illumination, Arriving Light, and then you're gonna have access to Trail regardless, no matter what, right? And essentially, it makes the Ale kind of like Yazi is for the deck itself, because there's like these lines of play where you can have your Jester be summoned and have access to Stardust and Trail, and then you go Tribute Jester, Trigger Stardust, Chilling 1, Chilling 2, Trail. Well, I guess it varies, whatever it is that you have. And then you search Illumination, and then you threaten the Majestic without having to use normal something, which is huge. And it's just crazy. Look at this hand. He had a full-on go second hand. Like what he had, I mean, Smash is a bit of a garnet, but like he can make it work with this. He has Tactics. Tactics was huge. Same thing with Mind Control. I was like, oh my goodness. In the future, in later turns, because it's crazy, because I'm like, he cracked my board. I have Crow. Crow hopefully can make something happen, like Crow, but then he ends up getting the red. I'm like, well, Crow's not gonna do anything. I was hoping to like him have like a elf play, but like no, it did absolutely nothing. So I have to try and sequence it to where I get value off of it and get rid of 1 Omni Negate, reading it as it being an imperm, force it. I could have gone effect negate, he negates, like SMSD just was not gonna survive this. So I had to make sure that I can do something. I have Brotor in the graveyard, so that's gonna be like a saving grace. So let's see how it plays out, because I tried to Crow the Toad. He negated there. I had to play around 1 Omni. He sets it to his field. I'm like, he just took my guy. He just took one of my best monster that my deck can produce. It's just insane. Like, oh my god. He just took it. Like, he just said it. I'm like, oh my god, I cannot let this happen. So then I go ahead and trigger a Brotor. I wasn't sure if I can trigger it, but it's an if effect, so it doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be the last thing to happen as long as it happened. So then I don't use effect. I activate the Strudo, and he okays it. I'm like, oh my goodness, this is good because it puts me in the game. It allows me to go battle phase, attack over the Toad, main phase 2, pop my SMSD, and float into the Mare, which is huge. I go battle phase attack. He adds back the swap. I pop my own guy, trigger special, go, and now I have XL climb plays. But the only issue there is I don't have an XL, and that's something that I was like, as I was comboing off, I was like, okay, well, how do I do this then? Because this is not gonna work, you know? Like, what am I gonna do here? So then I go into Stardust effect to search Illumination, and I have to potentially draw into something. I draw into a Nibiru. I was like, oh, that's not bad. I mean, if he has access to another Gigantis, then I want to be in trouble because it shuts it off. But if he doesn't, I'm gonna be able to, I guess, control the tempo with Baron. And this is where I was like, I tried to revive SMSD with Baron. I was like, oh, you can't do that. It's when level 9 or lower. So that was a mistake. I should have just kept the Baron. And I revive Crystal Wing, and he activates effect. I'm like, okay, well, what is he then? And then this is where I'm like, oh, I'm sure, and I don't want to pass because I know he has rights. If he has rights and he has any normal summon, he ends up bouncing my guy and then just attacks me and I lose. So then I'm thinking, oh well, hang on, I can special this, right? I can special this, and then tribute something for the Nibiru and trigger trail, and that's exactly, well, not exactly. It's over what he has left. Trigger trail and go BP and it's GG. And then we go to game 2. My hand is like, okay. I look at his. I'm unaware of what his hand is, but like he has tactics, and that's gonna rip off one of these guys, one of my hands, like depending on what I use first, right? He goes for rights, does the token, goes for pots. Only excavates 3. He has Fool's Burial. Fool's Burial will send. What does it send again? I remember. Yeah. This is pretty cool. And then I'm like, okay, Nibiru's dead. I'm like, okay, well, if he doesn't have tactics, I just Nibiru him. I imperm this, but I kind of read it because I knew he in game 1 he had it, so I kind of assumed it was there. So I was like, okay, well, if he has it, he has it, and he lets me keep the Nibiru, and he plays conservative. I'm like, okay, that's fair. You know, he has this to fully lock me out. You know, if this wasn't in the equation, I win. I win. Oh my god, I win hands down. I win. But yeah. And then I jump to Pank. And the good thing about Pank is that it tributes for Cust. So then it has a bit of synergy with Trail. Because you tributed a monster and you can special this. So my logic was, okay, I'm going to go special this, go battle phase, right? Tag over this. He threatens the what's his face? The quick play if he has smashers. Then I chain and pop the other back row, right? And then I'll trigger Trail, normal summon this, and go speeder and pop off. Like, that was the plan. That was like the scenario. So I go, but then he just activates that. I'm like, oh my goodness, this is so bad. It's so bad. Like, if we didn't have that thing, I would have been okay. No way. And then, okay, so this hand is crazy because it gives us access to the SMSD regardless. Because, you see what I mean? Because this is what I meant. Like, you don't want to be searching anything else other than Ale, because that's become like the main backbone of the deck. Well, partially, because you can still have like the double plays on the Excel climb, but nonetheless, it's still a play that we want to maintain, because look what it can produce. Watch. And honestly, I would not have done this if he didn't indicate this. If he did not indicate keep going, I would have played. I would have just gone for the other line, but he did it. I was like, okay. Fair enough. So then I just pop off and I start sequencing comboing off. And this is what I like about this deck. It's freestyle. There is a set combo that you can abide by, but this is just like, okay, let's see what we can do and see what we can generate off of the Shaman climb. Because there's gonna be instances where you contemplate just going for the level 8 and having the wheels. You know what I mean? Because yeah, there's gonna be times where you get clogged if you do it like later in the combo, because you're not gonna have enough room. But since I opened up the Brotor, I can't summon anything anyways, so that's why I did it this way. And I have the play anyways. I felt like Imperm, Crow, Veiler, SMSD, Herald, like it seemed sufficient enough, so that's why I ended up cutting it kind of short. Special SMSD, and then this is like, okay, this is insane. I just drew into Cell, and this one just pretty much wins me the game. And then Prile, and I'm like, anything, and he just doesn't do anything. Call it, and he just scoops. I was like, what do you do?